It's Brett. Hey guys, alright? It's Brett from Iron Body Martial Arts again. It's pretty warm here, but I wanted to go through, seeing as Qi Gong or Qi Gong training is the theme for this year's training here at Iron Body Martial Arts. Last year's theme was endurance, toughness training, but seeing as this year's theme is Qi Gong training, which is like mobile yoga, I wanted to go through some postures from the Yi Jin Jing daily practice and stuff like that I've been doing to go with my other videos, okay, so people can join in and give it a go or whatever they want to do, alright? Okay, so first posture, and remember, when we're doing this Qi Gong, the relationship between leaning and leaning forward and leaning back is one of the little secrets of what you must do with your breath. Yeah? So when you breathe in, remember with the Qi Gong, when you breathe in, you lean forward, and that engages the core muscles at the front here. That engages part of the muscles you want to use. And then when you breathe out, you lean back. Yeah? And this relationship between forward and back is what we want to work on. Okay? As well as the internal breathing. Yeah? Ah, Stuart. Thanks, Stuart. Yep. Well, there we go, mate. There's something for you there. Stuart's just said this is very helpful. Well, it's certainly what I work on when I do it. And it's certainly why, for instance, if you actually watch carefully, you watch the Shaolin monks, you watch people doing Kung Fu, when they do the introduction breaths, they always appear to move forward slightly or rise forward. They may not even know they're doing it, but that's a relationship that you have to work with. That's another reason why you have these postures where you reach forward in Qi Gong, because naturally when you reach forward, it brings your balance forward, and that's why also you can then develop into doing postures such as the rooster, and you can do them easily if you understand this relationship between forward and back. But anyway, let's start our Yi Jin. Okay, so we're going to be doing stuff from the Yi Jin Jing, and that's the 8 pieces of the brocade, or the pieces of the brocade, whichever it translates to, and that's parts of the body that we're adjusting. It's an awesome Qi Gong. Yeah, I've been doing it every day, and I want to bring it to everyone. Give it a go easy, okay? So there's I'm going to simplify the postures, so there's not going to be much hocus pocus in between the middle, but the postures are what you want, yeah? So we're going to, first off, you're doing your Qi Gong. I just want you guys to roll your shoulders, roll your hands, just relax your neck, because maybe you've woken up from bed and like me, you're a bit achy or whatever, although you'll be less and less achy, you'll feel more and more fresh the more of this exercise you do. So you're woken up from bed, and no one wants to be trying to bend and touch their toes, and no one wants to be trying to do all these maneuvers when you've just woken up. So just shake yourself out. Yeah, shake yourself out. Just twist your head. Roll your shoulders with big breaths in through the mouth. Yeah. Okay, now once we're relaxed like that and we've got ourselves breathing, put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Take a breath in your nose. Swallow. Follow the saliva down, all right? That's how you build the mental connection to trying to control the dantian or stuff like this. It's with that swallow mechanism, yeah? Because you've got to have something to latch onto, but that's aside. So let's start with breathing, yeah? Okay, first off, we want to do 9 breaths, yeah? So you wake up in the morning, you shake yourself off, 9 breaths, yeah? You breathe in to the abdomen here, yeah? And you suck your abdomen in. Yeah, you try and suck it in from underneath the belly button. You breathe in, you breathe out. You breathe in, you breathe out. You breathe in, you breathe out. You want to do 9 of those. What are that, 3 or 4? 5. Don't rush them. 6. 7. 8. Yeah. 9, okay? So if you don't used to any kind of abdominal breathing or any kind of this training throughout the day, just try and stop and do 9 breaths like that. In through the nose, out through the nose. Just do 9 breaths, control it like that, yeah? Once you've got the idea of that, yeah, you can start working on what we're going to work on now, which is as you breathe in, and your core tightens, you lean forward a little so the weight goes onto your forefoot, and as you breathe out, it goes onto your heels. And this is where the real Qi Gong starts, yeah? Now, you might say, oh, I've never heard that, or I've never done that. Well, it just so happens that you do it anyway. So when you lift your hands, if you pay careful attention, when you lift your hands, unless you keep your body really rigid, which is not what you do, that's why you have to relax. But when you lift your hands in Kung Fu, or in life, when you lift them up, can you see how your body naturally goes forward, yeah? And as you lift them up, your core naturally tightens as well. So there we go. Part of Qi Gong is working with natural processes that the monks and the enlightened, or whatever you want to say, realized. So how do you realize this? Well, like I have done, you realize it through, someone can tell you, but you can only really realize it through years of training, or at least training, contemplating, doing. That's the main thing, okay? So don't try and concentrate on it too much, but the first position we're going to do after the breathing, and this is why it makes me sad when I see people standing and they're doing hands like this, and they're imagining chi balls and this and that and the next thing. And yeah, it's fine. If you want to do that, it's fine. But if you're missing this link between rocking forward and back, you're missing out a real part of the training. You're missing it out. But it's funny because as it happens, almost as if they did this on purpose, which they probably did. A student doesn't have to understand this link, because when the student reaches forward, he naturally goes onto his 4 feet anyway, and he naturally tightens his core, or starts to engage reverse breathing, yeah? So I am extenuating the breathing somewhat for this demonstration, so don't worry if you can't quite get your breathing as obvious as mine. Just don't focus on it too much and just do it. Yes, Stuart says rediscovering natural processes through a relaxed state. Exactly, it's awesome. But then once we understand the natural process and we start working on it, that's when we can develop power, or at least that's when we can be more in tune, physically and really, not mystically and magically. So once again, guys, if you're enjoying this, please do like, sub to the channel, and well, let's carry on, okay? Because the theme for this year is Iron Body training and Qi Gong, yeah? Okay, so anyway, the first exercise. Breathing in as you raise your hands. Breathing out, yeah, and as you breathe in, just go slightly onto your 4 feet, but onto the front of your foot. But as I said, you're raising your hands will do that for you. See, look at that. Yeah. So breathe in and down, and in and down. Pull the belly up. And reach for the sky. So we're not doing magical stuff here. This is like a mobile yoga, yeah? That's what Qi Gong is. So we're reaching as far as we can, and that's engaging our internal breathing, yeah? Reach, reach, reach. We're bringing it round, taking it down, and when we come down, we're onto those heels. So it's a relationship between heavy and light. Heavy and light. Yeah, heavy. Sorry, heavy and light. Yeah, light, heavy. That's what I meant. Yeah. Now, as you start to do this, and as you lower, you'll feel tension in your tendons here. Now, you can have your fingers one of two ways. You can have them tight like so, in a very sort of stylistic way. Or you can have them loose and splayed out, yeah? But either way, if you want to feel the tension, the tendon, the marrow washing, or if you want to call it the tension, you can, as you're pushing down, yes, you can push down a little if you want, but just let your hands come down with your breath. Yeah, but certainly if you add an aspect of pushing down, it'll put another aspect of your training. But for now, just let your hands come down with your breath, and have your fingers like so. Yeah, Have them like so, not too tight, not too loose, and you'll feel the tension that builds up in your hands and your tendons. Yeah, this is part of the tendon training. Yeah, thanks Stuart. Part of the tendon training. So anyway, now Stuart, one place where that will apply is, see, this is Yi Jin Jing, so it's Qi Gong. It's like mobile yoga. It's working the tendons and systems of your body and trying to unlock energy channels and this and that and the next thing. But really, it's just making your organism better through alignment and movement. But when it comes to the iron body Qi Gong, yeah, this is when you'll be working on dynamic tension. Yeah, this is when you'll be using those processes in dynamic tension. Yeah, so don't worry too much about trying to feel like you're pushing through or pulling anything, because the idea is with iron body Qigong, you have to heat up your body. So we'll be putting more effort into what we do. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so anyway, like I said, the 9 breaths. I see that's the difference. Got it. Yes, Stu. The difference between like just Qigong and iron body Qigong is all iron body Qigong is it's an exercise. Like if you're a monk and you're standing and you're hundreds of years ago, yeah, you can do some running and you can do some jogging and whatnot. But if you can't do that, on the spot, you need an exercise that can warm up your body, because you can't do iron body training unless your blood is flowing around your body. No magical energies. There is an aspect of visualization, and yes, they say Qi can be tracked, but that is at a higher point that we don't need to worry about. That comes or it doesn't come. You can't focus on the intangible, rather focus on the tangible, the real. You can build that, and when the real, it's like technology. When technology becomes to such a high level, it looks like magic. Well, when mastery of your body and the physical processes becomes to a high level, it looks like magic, but it isn't. It's just control, blah, 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 blah. Yeah? Okay. Which is why, like, a couple of years ago, I could get like a steel bar. I've got videos here, a piece of rebar, just strike it until it bends in half. And then I can't even physically bend it with my own strength, and my hand is fine. It's not magic, yeah? It's just conditioning and, body processes, yeah? No magical Qi energy. Sorry to let everyone down. But the body, maybe there's some kind of energy there. I don't understand it if there is, okay? So, but anyway, so we do our 9 breaths, yeah? In through the nose, out through the nose. We rub the belly at the same time, because we're trying to focus on getting like warmth there. I'll do a separate one on iron body Qigong, or usually I work it into my Yi Jin Jing routine anyway. But anyway, 9 breaths, yeah. Then we do breathing, and we focus on, as we breathe in, we rock onto our toes. As we breathe out, we rock onto our heels. As we breathe in, we rock onto our toes, just a little bit. As we breathe out, we rock into our heels. Yeah, this is like really good, it's part of the exercise. Then we breathe in, reaching forward, which takes you naturally onto your toes. Yeah. Breathing out, back, naturally onto your heels. Yeah, just pushing the hands down, fingers splayed out like so. And when you push down, if you're relaxed enough but not relaxed, you should feel like a tingling in your fingers, yeah? This is a tingling that the Chinese were saying was Qi, but what the tingling actually is, it's your tendons, yeah? You'll feel it, it's your tendons tingling, because they're being stretched and relaxed and stretched, so that's the tingling, the magical tingling that you should feel. How can they describe it to each other hundreds and hundreds of years ago? If they describe it to some kid who can barely read, or he possibly can't read, can only just about speak his language, and is uneducated, how are they going to describe the process to him? Yeah, are they going to say, oh wait, you need to move your hands yeah, exactly. You need to move your hands until your tendon system, which we don't even know about really, but your tendon system it starts to tingle and you can feel it rubbing. No, they just say, move your hands like this until you feel your fingers tingling. That's the magical Qi energy. And then the kid's doing it, or the guy's doing it, and he's like, oh wow, I can feel that. I can feel the tension. I can feel the energy. And yes, it is energy. It's potential energy stored in your tendons. There we go. All right. Well, at least that's my view on it. Anyway, okay? So we've done that. And really don't try too hard on the breathing. But do remember to come forward. Don't over-extenuate it, but do remember to come forward. Breathe into your belly here. Try and suck the belly button up. Try and get the stomach vacuum going on. That's the internal breathing. If you're struggling with it, you can breathe like through your mouth, through lips, like this. That's called fanning the flames. Yeah, it's a different exercise, but it shows you how the muscles should be working. Yeah, that's the kind of process you want going on there. Yeah. Okay, excellent. So part one of the things of the Yi Jin Jing is just breathing on the spot, raising and lowering on the spot. Yeah, so your hands can be up in front of you. Then once you feel all right with it, you can take them here and start pushing them down. Pushing them down. Pushing them down. And when you're pushing them down, you're using like counter forces here. So when you're pushing them down and you're becoming heavy on your heels, you'll see what I'm doing here? You're tucking your hips and you're raising your spine. Yeah, so already now you're starting to stand tall. That's obviously the standing tall noise that people make. Okay, maybe it's just people with mustaches, I don't know. Yeah? So you're standing tall. Excellent. So we've done this breathing, we've done that breathing, we've done standing tall. Good. So what I usually do after standing tall, and you must forgive me if you look at the Yi Jin Jing, they're in a specific order. I've got an order that I've over the years put things in and changed around, and it's a bit haphazard, but it's basically what I feel. Yes, so Stuart's just said the Qi Gong teacher he trained with made very points about good head, neck posture and stuff like that, and that is perfectly true, and it'll be true when we go into other positions. But the breathing, don't worry, this breathing of raising onto your toes, that's part of the reason you raise onto your toes, because it causes you to naturally align yourself. Yeah, it's like you're on the edge of a cliff. Like, oh shit, I don't want to fall off the edge of something. You don't realize, but when you're doing that, you naturally tuck your chin, you pull your abdomen in, you bring your hips forward. So that's a natural process of leaning. And actually this lean in traditional Kung Fu, this slight lean is the difference between, like, have you ever tried horse stance and it's always hard? And you're like here and you're like, oh, I can't do a horse stance. But then if you add the toes, a slight lean forward, even though they tell you not to do it, and then you go into your horse stance this way, it's really easy. You can do it all day like this, and the back slightly like so, yeah. And then from there, once you're in it there, you can raise it straight and lock the muscles in, yeah. Yeah. So try it now when you're doing your horse stance. Just go into the splits and let your body fall forward a little onto your forefeet. Your heels are still touching the ground, but the majority of the weight is on your forefeet. Yeah, like a cat. Yeah, it was very early recognized that this is how springy animals spring around. They don't spring around on the backs of their heels going like this. They spring around on the pads of their feet. So next time you're in horse stance, lean it forward, drop it down, and you'll see how easy it is even to stay in it because you've just adjusted your physical force. And I'd go so far to say when you're, although lots of people hate me for this, when you're doing your weightlifting or your squats, if you add that slight tilt rather than this one, being absolutely bolt straight, you'll find your whole body works better. And that's just, yeah, that's just one of the things. There's actually a video, I don't know if you guys know Juji Mufu, but there's actually a video where recently, a couple of months back, where he goes to like this squat champion guy who absolutely busts his whole body. And this squat champion's talking about this squat where you lean forward like this instead of going like this, yeah? And he's saying how much easier it is on the body, how much mechanics work, blah, blah, blah. I've been doing that squat for years. Yeah, and in proper traditional kung fu, this is an idea that everyone knows. Yeah, this whole idea of you have to keep your back absolutely straight is in my belief a mistranslation, because, bear with me, your back being straight. Yeah, see, my spine is straight. If I had a stick, yeah, as in not bent, and your back being straight like this are two totally different things, if you understand my meaning, yeah? So I can be like this, but my back is straight. I can be, say, in a strong wrestling posture, yeah? Or a strong actual horse riding posture, but my back, my spine, more or less within the remits of what my body can do. I don't know if we've reconnected. All right. I think we lost our connection there. Yeah, sorry guys, I don't know if we lost our connection, but yeah. So but if you don't like it, don't do it. Yeah, if you don't like that idea, you don't have to do it. But I'm just explaining to you, from you guys, from my 18 plus years of training these things. These are things I quickly learned and then quickly adapted, yeah? Because this whole idea, and also it depends on your body. If your body is more or less in line and good, maybe you can almost stand straight upright. And I know, for instance, people will hate me because at the Wushu Academy and at Shaolin, or at any school, when you're training horse stance, they're like, you need to stand up straight, you need to stand up straight. But if you actually watch, say, the Shaolin monks doing it, when you see them, other than when they're on the poles, when you see them, they're more or less like they're like this doing it. Yeah, they've got a slight forward tilt and a lean. They're not like this back here, which is what us Westerners would say. Our Westerners would say are straight. Anyway, okay, so on to the next part of the Qi Gong. I digressed onto some horse stance stuff, but onto another thing as well is you'll find you can hold horse stance for longer that way. Yeah, because everyone tries to fight against their muscles and be straight, bolt upright. But no, just remember, it's your spine needs to be straight. Yeah, the angle that you're crouching is that way. Yeah, that way. Yeah, it isn't this way. Yeah, because you don't have mobility that way. What you can do, and what is a different thing, is you crouch this way and then you lock up and into your position for horse stance. But if you try and just lock down into it from above, it won't work. Yeah, people stand on your legs. Yeah, exactly. Because it's a strong self-supporting structure. Boom. Yeah? Okay, anyway, we're doing the breathing. So we did some of that breathing. From here, I like to do the next part of the Yi Jin Jing, which is reaching up. So the stomach stuff is the same. Suck your stomach in, roll onto your feet. Reach up into the air and push up with the fingers and hands. Push up. Here. And I like to also then breathe out a little. Yeah, breathe in with the down. Sorry, breathe out with the down. Silly me. Yeah. So reach up. If you want to prep for it, just do this, rocking forward, rocking back, rocking forward, rocking back. You should already be warm. I know I am. And this is only the Yi Jin Jing, so. And we straighten. If you want to, you can stay in the position. Like if you're getting a bit confused with the breathing, you can just stand in the position and just breathe. It's called static Qi Gong. You just breathe. This is my favorite one, static Qi Gong, because it takes out the mental work. Yeah, you stand in the stress position, you reap the benefits, and you just breathe. And from there, you can work on those legs there, right? Oh, thanks, Stu. Yeah, by all means, well, I've been busy, but there's stuff for people to come on the podcast and stuff. There's stuff to do this, but at the moment I'm just releasing this to everyone. So anyway, so you can stand in the position, but anyway, we'll do it with the breath. So breathe in. Breathe in a little bit more, and down, yeah? Onto your toes a little, and down. And I felt a nice sternum crack there as I reached up and I leant back, smiley faces, breath out. I leant back, I felt a nice little sternum crack, so that's good. That's that top bit adjusted there, yeah? So we're reaching up. Okay, from here we're gonna go down, so do as many of those as you want, do a couple of them. We're gonna reach here, and we're gonna make sure by pushing here, and we're gonna twist, that everything here is good. Yeah, we're gonna twist like so. Yep, oh. Yeah, see, I felt a little bit of a cramp there, so muscle isn't good there. Twist, push out, so hopefully you should be able to hold yourself like this. And there we go. Again, it's mobile yoga, it's Qi Gong. So if one side feels different to the other, then you know you need to work on it. But this is multi-directional, yeah. So you've got the horizontal opening of the chest, and just stand. And breathe in through that. And again, feel free to practice the rocking in through the nose and go onto the forefeet, which forces you to do your internal breathing out to the heel and you become heavy. Yeah. But also, don't forget, I want you to pull. Like, I don't know how to explain this. Imagine there's a rope on each elbow. Yeah. And it's pulling that elbow this way and that elbow this way. So as well as horizontally opening up the chest, I want you guys to now then also just breathe in and out. Just breathe in normally. But focus on trying to pull your joints out of the shoulder socket, yeah? Careful if you've got like loose joints. But that's a flexibility, yeah? So we're not only opening our chest, but we're trying to pull this joint out, yeah? Like pull it, and I don't mean really pull it out, I just mean we're stretching it, yeah? Because remember, again, the Yi Jin Jing and the Qi Gong, it's just like mobile yoga, yeah? It's just, and the Yi Jin Jing is only a few, showing you guys a few postures, but there's many postures. I'm probably going to end up showing you more if I have time. But anyway, so we've done this. So then what we need to do from here I like to lean forward. So we lean forward. Now again, slightly on the toes, eh? So practice leaning forward on your floor with your weight normally distributed. But then practice leaning forward just slightly on your toes, and it opens up that fresh tendon system. Yeah? Now you're going to lean down like this on the exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Yeah? And also, when you go down, pull with your hands like this. Try and pull your head and spine up. Yeah? So you pull, and you're pulling your head and spine. Pulling. You see I'm raised up onto my heels slightly, ever so slightly, mainly because I'm leaning forward. And just pull. Feel the tension on those tensions. You can stand with your feet absolutely straight together. The reason I don't stand with my feet straight together is because I've got bow legs, yeah? Look, I can't freaking touch my knees together, yeah? Look at that. You can fit a freaking bowling ball through there. So if you can stand and touch your knees together, then yes, you can probably stand with your feet together if you want. It'll give you more of a stretch. I just stand like this. So with bowed legs, stand. here we go. I think we got connection back. It's probably my internet planner being saying how much data I'm using or something rubbish. Okay. Alrighty. So we've been leaning like this. From there next, I want you to extend your hands out front. Yeah. So you've been here. I want you to extend. That's one of the next positions. Excellent, excellent. So hopefully you guys have done that. All right, well, I wish I could take you guys through some more of the Yi Jin Jing steps. I'm going to carry on, but hopefully we'll be back to go through. Some more of the steps in a moment. All right, but I've got to head off just for a second.